Welcome back to the Beat 139. I'm Doc.
Don Vito, how y'all doing?
What's going on, everybody? And I'm Callie.
Okay, we want to welcome our third guest for this evening, the Low Life member, trendsetter, history maker, Rudy Lo. What up, Rudy? Brooklyn.
Rudy.
Brooklyn, stand up. Rudy Lo. What's up, bro?
Hey,
So you from Brownsville?
Yeah, Brownsville, Red and Crown Heights. Born in Brownsville.
Okay, Brownsville never ran, never will, and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Back in the days.
Yeah.
Official.
Official tissue.
What's good though, man? Is Rudy Lo your birth name?
Rudolph is my birth name.
Okay.
Rudy, of course, is my nickname.
Mm-hmm.
Lo was you could say the N that was added to it due to my lifestyle.
Okay, cool. So go ahead.
No,
Don.
go right.
So we like stories, man. You know, at the Beat 139, we like to talk about when I guess where they came from and stuff. So tell people how you grew up, man. You know, stuff like that.
All right,
How was life when you was a youngster?
First and foremost, I hate the terminology story because a story is something that's concocted or made up.
Okay.
That's where I have a podcast, and that's where my chronicles came from.
All right.
Because when you chronicle something, you telling it in the format. You keeping it accurate as possible. I was born in Brownsville. My mother passed away my mother passed away when I was an infant. So I was born in Brownsville, bred in Crown Heights. Of course, I had a extremely rough upbringing. My aunt that attempted to raise me and my siblings was an alcoholic and a drug addict. So it was extremely rough. I've been in the streets all my life. I started doing crime like in the first grade.
First grade.
In the first grade.
6 years old.
What you do?
What I do,
Yeah.
before I started shoplifting, my block where I'm from is my aunt, one of my main aunts that helped rear me, that was the civilized person in my life when I was younger, is from the court building. It's located on Prospect between Ralph and Buffalo and Crown Heights.
Right.
My block is the Tomahawks. So all the older people in my block, the Tomahawks was
Education of Sonny Carson.
Education of Sonny Carson.
There you go again.
I watched that movie when I was young.
Me too.
Now, police never came to my block when I was a child.
Right.
I mean, literally, police didn't come in the court building block. So St. Mary's is on the corner of my block.
Right.
I just didn't go snatch a chain in St. Mary's. All I got to do is cross this side of the street. Nobody gonna mess with me, no matter how big or small I am.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
I got you.
That's what I started out doing because, like I said again, I'm from the court building. My block was the block that ran the entire neighborhood. Because I understand the dynamics now that when I was a child, because of the reputation of the Tomahawks and because that was the gang for the geographical area and they ran and stuff, me and my peers as children, we can do what the fuck we wanted to do because they didn't want to see our fathers, our uncles, our brothers, etc. I like to boast and brag a lot of times in most of my interviews that I'm one of the keys to the gangs in New York City, even though I wasn't a gang member.
Right.
The Decepticons come from my block. And also emphasis that I'm original low life. There would be no low life without me and some of my other peers. So that corner, Ralph and Prospect, where the Decepticons was at, Trent, CBS and them, I learned from a very young age that everybody in my neighborhood was scared of me and my peers.
Why is that?
Because we was aggressive, mainly because of the older people in our community. Older people from my block, their reputation preceded themselves, so nobody gonna mess with us. So we took advantage of that, like most people do. We ran around in bunches and crowds, and we took advantage of people in our local neighborhood. I went to PS 191. That's the first school I went to on Park Place between Buffalo and Ralph. Me and my friends, Dita, Itchy, and us, we beat a teacher up in the first grade. So the second grade, I went to 167, which is on Eastern Parkway between Schenectady, on the corner of Schenectady. I went to special ed then. When I was young, I had a speech impediment. But besides that, I didn't see any. Think in retrospect, I don't see anything wrong with myself. But because I had a behavioral problem, and back then they put me in special ed. Now, when I went to special ed, that school is like 3 or 4 blocks away from my school. What's that? Buffalo, Rochester, Utica, Schenectady. And then you go to Eastern Park. It's a little bit of blocks, but it's a big difference because on Schenectady, that's where the shoplifters was from, or rather the softer people in my neighborhood. So one of my best friends, he became my best friend. He used to be in my class in first grade. A brother named Aaron Vance, AV. At the time, him and my peers, they used to like pump gas and do stuff like that to earn money. Remind you, I was from Prospect, so I snatched chains and stuff like that. I didn't do that. Once I started going to 167, and once one of my friends, Haas, he was accepted on St. John's, even though he's from St. Mark's. Once they accepted him, and once I started going up there, they didn't really want to accept me because I'm from Prospect, like I'm rough and rugged. But once they accepted me, that's when my life changed. Because once I went on St. John's, I wanted better, I knew better, I did better. Because on Prospect, I just was locked in there. We didn't know nothing, all we did was emulate what was on the block. But once I went on St. John's, it was different. It was different because of this. The hustling ability, like I said, we needed stuff. All our parents was messed up.
Right.
So the older people in our community, like the older people from St. John's, it was a two-front posse. And then from the two-front posse, went over to Ralphie Kids. Now, Ralphie Kids is like some of my OGs, G. George, Puerto Rican George, G. Hector, Corey, Frizz, E. Yuck. All of them was already getting money. We, a few years younger than them. My friend Georgie and Lisa and Hector, they really brought the culture to us, the stealing. But they were stealing for fun and for survival. When Frizz, Curtis, all right, Georgie couldn't fight. Georgie was Spanish. He was Latino in a black neighborhood. So, but you got the black person in the black neighborhood. Georgie taught Frizz how to steal. Frizz taught Georgie how to fight. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, that was a marriage. Now, once he taught Frizz how to steal, we all were stealing for a lengthy amount of time just to get fresh. Frizz taught us how to be entrepreneurs. We used to steal batteries, we used to steal TAMs, and we got our money off of that. So, literally, like some people we think I'll be exaggerating, but never exaggeration. When I was a child, we went on 3 meals a day. A meal is short for a mission. That's what we call when we go to Midtown, we go out to get money. Right. We went on 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock was for individuals like MGV, Marcus Garvey Village. When I was young, we know, it wasn't the same. Now that I'm adult, they was the older ones. They was the mature ones. They listened to their parents. At least they went to school. They did their work. They did their bad stuff after school. Me and the people from SJP, we never went to school. I was illiterate. I didn't receive an education until prison. So we went out every day. When I say I went out every day, I mean every day. Meaning, I could be 12 years old making 2 or 3 grand off of one mission. At 9 o'clock, I made 2, 3 grand. At 12 o'clock, I'm making 2, 3 grand. At 4 o'clock, I'm making 2, 3 grand. And this is no lie. And remind you, I'm one of the leaders of the pack. Most of the time we go out, the brother said he went to Park West.
I'm in Park West, yeah.
That's one of my comrades, my man Claiborne School. But up the block from Park West is Prenton. That's Cybertron. That's one of the most famous schools in Manhattan. That's where Boost and Billy went. One of our most famous, my big homie, one of the most famous lowlifes.
So y'all had shifts?
Yes. We had shifts, 9, 12, and 4.
So how y'all was getting people?
It was different levels to it. In the beginning, we used to be casual. Meaning that I knew how to go in the store. All right, when I was young, let's say if he was older than me, I may be young, I know how to go in the store in the racks, I can take 40 gooses, 40 triolas and put it in a duffel bag. Let the air out.
Right. And
nobody gonna know I'm in there. No, I'm in the rack. This back in the days, ain't no cameras and all that.
Right.
And when I come out, even though I'm young and little, I can come out. Oh, where mommy at? I'm looking for mommy. Come, and I'm dragging a duffel.
Right.
I'm stashing that and going and do more. So imagine we coming around with. Sometimes you got 50 coats. You have a trunk full. Now, the reason why I done that craft and the reason why I done that hustle, because I never in my life was a flunky. I never was a follower. I always had leader qualities. Even though I got older individuals in my neighborhood or in my peers that I felt that they had more experience in certain areas, so I listened to them. Even though more than 99% of the time they misused me. When I started getting money and when I really got hit, because I was mature, I matured early, meaning that common sense will tell you if you do a lot of crime, the odds is you're going to get locked up a lot. That's the odds.
Right.
I got started getting locked up early. DFY, you know, Spofford. I was in Spofford with Raymond Santiago.
Yeah.
I made it cool for him to be in there. I caught a new charge in Spofford. Like, I did what I wanted in Spofford. In Spofford, they don't have a warden. They used to have an OD. I used to go to the OD office, get cookies, do anything I want. You know what I mean? Like, when I say anything I wanted, mean anything I wanted. I eventually caught a new charge, and they sent me to Rikers Island. Now, I like to back up. I spoke about my friend B. Bill, Cat Mike, Boostin' Billy. Because we went on meals 3 times a day, we was burnt out. Our faces is hot in the city. So we had to take our act on the road. When we took our act on the road, my best friend AV got family living in Albany. So of course we used to go to Albany. I'm talking about when I was little. Collingees, Cross Gauge, you know, go to Poughkeepsie. But then we started going to Philly because Boostin' Billy grandparents is from Philly. Now, once we went to Philly, it's a whole different thing. I live in Brownsville. Brownsville fucked up. But I ain't never in my life seen nothing like Philly when I got off of North Philly and Harold.
Yeah,
I ain't never in my life seen nothing like that.
Philly's something else.
I'm talking about Philly is Philly.
I know.
And when we went out there, we came out there and we came with a culture and a lifestyle that everybody adapted to. You know, like I like to say proudly, I always say it, my man B. Bill gave Wallow his L's. You know what I mean? Freeway. It's a whole culture out there. And because of the politics, I'm more tightly knit with Dark Low and the people in Philly because my peers in New York don't keep it authentic. Like they corny. One of my claims to fame, y'all asked me about the music. Over 20 years ago, I made a song. I used to be a fake-ass rapper. Made a song called Remember Me. Junior Mafia put, one of the original Junior Mafia members, Edward Jones Bagger, he put me in prison and testified. I had life in prison. Then my so-called friends, my prior big homie, Victor De Jesus, what you call that boy? Thurston Howard III, Vic Lowe. My prior friend Rack and other peers stood quiet. They stood neutral while they had a fake Rudy Lo in my spot and nobody never talked about me. I boast and brag a lot to say I'm Rudy Lo, I'm the creator of the logo. I made the logo. It's my logo. But they X'd me out and put other people in it. Now, I had to advocate myself per se. I didn't have money no more, you know what I mean? To get my freedom. So now that I got my freedom, I got my weight up, so now I'm more popular than them. So no, the tables turn because the truth will always prevail. And like I said before, I don't lie. I don't know no way to lie. Like, I ain't never been corny in my life. If me and you wind up having a dispute or beef over something, I'm not gonna story tell and say, "Oh, you pussy" or "You ugly" just because we got problems. I just went through that with the Queen Flip interview. I don't know no other way. I like there's only one way. And with me, I happen to be an atheist, so it's no in between with me. Life is black and white, day and night. You either with me or you against me. I don't like no other in-betweens. Like I explained before, when I was young, I went to prison. I wasn't educated. I was illiterate. When I was in the streets with my so-called peers, I believed in them, looked up to them. So they misled me. The same thing like my son talk about and a whole bunch of other stuff. So remember, tables turn. I'm not a little guy no more. Even when I was a little guy, I was cutting the older men. My older mans, I used to shoot and cut them. I don't like to boast and brag about that no more, but I was really, really about that. When I say that, meaning this, we're from Utica. I used to go in McDonald's on Eastern Parkway in Utica, and I make breakfast for everybody. The people in McDonald's ain't gonna say nothing to me. I'm going behind the counter and making breakfast. This is no lie. I go in the train station, I kick the door open on the train, and I instruct everybody where we going in the city. We gonna get up at 34th Street, we gonna walk past Julia Richmond, we gonna go up 33rd, we gonna go to Herman's, we gonna go to B. Oakland, we gonna do this, we gonna do that. That's a fact, and I'm talking about, I don't really want to exaggerate, but it had to be at least maybe over 100, maybe close to 100 people. That's a lot of teenagers. Like it'd be times like, we'll go to Empire. Empire was a skate ring around our way. When we leave Empire, we call people scragglers. Scragglers want to follow us, meaning that you ain't our immediate friends. So if you're a scraggler, when we get to, let's say, Lord and Tellers, me, Rack, AV, and us, we know the scragglers is. So we're going to run up. We know what to do because we're going to use them as decoys. You feel what I'm saying? We don't, we was young and stupid. We didn't care if they got caught as long as we got away. You feel what I'm saying? Now, I had a big beef about Fabulous, Primo,
Rapper Fabulous?
Yeah, Fabulous.
Right.
John, Spades.
Okay, John.
These guys is lowlifes.
Right.
Or they was lowlifes, or they was related to my
Right.
lifestyle.
Right.
But they denounce it now. I just was on Queen Flip. Some controversy came up. So one of the individuals said, I'm just one of the greatest boosters ever. Two of them said that. And it was a compliment. But I got irritated, I got frustrated because I got myself out of prison. I got a few other people out of prison. Shout out to my man Hocus. I helped about 5 people with their legal work. I'm a litigator. So, therefore, since I'm a litigator, I took offense to these individuals saying that, and Haitian Jack said it too, like while I was up there. But I'm an original lowlife. My content go throughout the land, right? My shit is all the way in Japan.
Can you explain to our viewers what original lowlife? What's that?
Original lowlife is I'm not imitated, I'm not duplicated. When the terminology was made, I was standing right there. I was right there. I put the pavement in, I put the work in. Without me, it'll be no logo, it'll be no lowlife without me and some of my peers. I like to explain that it's a caterpillar effect. A lot of people don't understand the dynamics that you could take on different names and different titles and be that of the same. When I say that, meaning this, like I said before, some of my peers my age like to only jack lowlifes because some of the older people wasn't really part of our movement. That's not me. I got my inspiration from the older people. The past make the present, the present make the future. 1, 2, 3. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. 120, 120, 120 equals 360. Everything's a circle. Nothing supposed to fall out of it.
Right.
So when I say that, I'm saying this. The two front posse transferred to the Ralphie kids transferred to lowlights. It's all one and the same, no matter what you call it. Some people like to divide and conquer. I'm beefing about that now with inside my culture. We saw it happen in the black culture. We saw it happen through black people coming from Africa and anywhere else. They throw different titles and different names on us to confuse us. You know what I mean? For we could be mixed up. I'm not with that no more. You understand what I'm saying? So some of my older peers and even some of my younger peers, they don't like to jack certain other people saying, well, maybe he's not original life or he not this or he not that, but I can say it and like it's etched in stone. I'm original low life. The photos, everything show it. And to get more in depth, I just had a great conversation with the brother that do Fabulous News, right? It's an Instagram page. Because of the interview at Queen Flip, the stuff I spoke about Fab, he contacted me. We created a great rapport. He had posted me on his posting page and stated that 2 conversations with the OG Rudy Lo, he learned more than he knew his whole life about hip hop. Now, allegedly Willie Esco owned or did own the copyrights or dealt with the Low Life brand, the clothing company. But through him, I wound up meeting a family from Jersey that Willie Esco is just the CEO for. They really own my company. Not my company, but they really own the company that was behind the Low Life brand. Before, remember this was made when I was incarcerated.
Right.
So all the advocating I'm doing is paying off because I'm right back where I'm at. Now, when I got incarcerated for the 20th life, I did 9 years and 4 months before I got my reversal. Out of 9 years and 4 months, I'm still right back in front of the game within my culture. Now, my culture hashtag is 230,000 lowlifes, and that's worldwide. That's just counting lowlifes. That's not counting anybody else I pick up doing Rudy Lo Chronicles or anybody else I pick up doing fashion, anybody else I pick up conversing about prison. That's not counting all that. So I understand, and corporate America understands now. Like, I like to brag all the time and say that I'm a marketing genius now, branding and marketing. I love Steve Stout. I understand the dynamics of what Steve Stout done for hip hop and corporate America. You know, like everything that Violator did, all that Pepsi commercial. Like, I understand the dynamics of it. I think about Jamie Foxx all the time. The character he played in a TV show. Remember, he used to write jingles.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you notice my posts, I always like to say something that's gonna stick in your mind. You gotta leave an impression. I never in my life ran across nobody and they don't remember me. Like, I can say something, I can walk down the street, somebody be like, oh, this nigga voice distinctive.
Yeah.
I can go in a house and 52 people and I can make somebody script and stay in the fucking corner. You feel what I'm saying? But all that stuff is extremely, like, ignoronic now. I hate it now. I mean, when I say I hate it with a passion. I don't like when people don't think that I'm intelligent. But because of who I am, like I don't got no sense. You feel what I'm saying? Now, if the court system or the Anglo-Saxons can respect my intelligence, why somebody that's from the same place as me, I may know a little more than them in a certain area. I'm not gonna say I'm smarter than them,
Right.
but I may know more in a certain area, and they don't want to take heed to it. So I get frustrated and I get irate. Now, I'm multitasking. I got a lot of things going on. I got a reality show coming out. Because of my disclosure, I can't name the name of it. But it's some pioneer people in hip hop. One of the strongest people in hip hop is the executive producer behind it. I have my clothing line. Of course, I'm gonna start voicing back into music because it's therapy for me. But the main thing when I came out of prison, all I wanted was everybody to remember me. Because I went to jail, I made a song called Remember Me, and nobody still didn't remember me. So I wanted everybody to remember me. Until recently, after I did the Queen Flip interview, and the fuckery that I seen go on, right? I got extremely mad. So now, and the comments that people, with the comment that was made that I'm just a booster, right? I don't want to be just remembered no more. I want to leave a legacy. Now, I always say I went to prison illiterate. In order for me to get out, I had to learn the eleology of words. In order for me to learn the eleology of words, I had to understand comprehension, interpretation, analytical skills, and communication skills. Without that, I wouldn't be here talking to y'all, I wouldn't be free. I'd still be in the can. I had 20 to life, you know what I mean? I would have still been in the can, and I had no money. I learned how to do all that through guidance of, like, God bless the dead, the big homie, Georgie Fuella. Tremendous help to me. And he isn't even one of the individuals that taught me how to read and write. I already knew how to read and write, and I knew legal stuff. He taught me the dynamics of the FCC, the Federal Communication Committee. You know what I mean? He taught me about the post. He taught me about perception. You know what I mean? He taught me about how, from the FCC, I learned mad stuff. I learned that's how laws is made, that's how legislation, people, the Federal Communication Committee, you know what I mean? Like, that's who control the TV, the newspapers. Remember, they control the stuff we put in our mind. If I control the stuff I put in your mind, I control you.
Right.
That's a fact, that's undisputed. If I control you, if I control your mind, I control you. You feel what I'm saying? So I understand the dynamics. And even my friends in the street, or my so-called friends that manipulated and used me, or even people in the pens or anybody, they gotta find a common denominator. They gotta find something you gotta have interest in. That's one of the reasons why I'm not religious, because I had a rough upbringing, so I don't believe in nobody, I don't trust nobody. But when you look at the word religion, it's two words, mean re-leds. That mean to bind or to hold back. I want to point this out, and I point this out a lot of times. One of the individuals that made a response to Queen Flip, my thing is this: if I see one lie in somebody, I don't believe nothing they say. I'm gonna say that one more time. If it's doubt, I do without. If you look at the King James Bible, it was revised for the judge. The king can have authority, and the people, and they take the authority away from whoever the creator is, no matter whatever you want to call the creator. So this is how they control the masses, by having one thing, one common denominator. So I never was with that. I never in my life want to follow nobody else. Like that's a dub. So when I started going to DFY and all that stuff, I used to take lessons. I take stuff from people because I'm nosy. I want to know everything. You feel what I'm saying? I want to be informed. But now at this stage and where I'm at now, it's really crazy. Like I really know how to do a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? But because of my image or because of the way I look or the perception, people want to misjudge me. So I want to use that into my advantage now. When I say that, meaning this: I'm not vindictive no more, but I still got an attitude. Like I'm still me. I'm never gonna change who I am. I might dumb it down. So since all these people want to do all this other stuff to the world, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm a jailhouse lawyer. I know how to litigate. I know how to use Freedom of Information Act, like journalists do. So I got a big folder. I got a big draft bag that I brought home that I don't throw no legal work away. Every individual that I know that's a drug kingpin, a hitman, or a notorious person, and if they ever told, if they ever did anything despicable, I'm putting it on blast. Every episode, I'm putting it on blast. Since everybody else want to talk about jail all day, there's a lot of people doing that, so I don't never want to copy and do what nobody else do. You know what I mean? Of course, a lot of people talk about shoplifting and boosting my culture, so I want to do that. And at the same time, I'm giving back to the community. When I say that, meaning this. I want to leave a legacy, like I said before. So only way I'm going to leave a legacy is getting to the youth and making my life the living proof.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Because what's the purpose of having a spotlight on you, or having all attention and you not utilizing it? Or you utilize it for negativity. You feel what I'm saying? So at the same time, I'm not going to derail from whatever my mission is, but I can still help the youth and still be sarcastic to these cocksuckers.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's my biggest pet peeve, somebody lying on me. So I know how you feel. You said someone lied on you. I don't like that. Like you said, if you don't like somebody, you know what I'm saying, you give it up like that. See, me personally, this story is deep to me. I went to Park West, and we were around the same age. And I remember the Decepticons and the low life's crazy. Like, I used to hang in Brooklyn on Prospect in New York. And people, I got a lot of homeboys on St. Mark's, too. Right there, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, God bless you. You know Chinese Rob, right? Yeah. So, so I understand the story like crazy. Like, I remember seeing y'all come through Park West and Printing. We was right across the street from each other. So, you know, the story is crazy. Like, how you can put...
Oh, yeah, go up the biddy, don't
yeah,
get
up the biddy, yeah.
Up the back.
Yeah, up the back. Like, you want to tell them, go, you can tell them.
Oh, up the back was a shout out to the OG Otis. Brother that's older than me, Otis Batman. When we was young, you know, we had different stealing techniques. The one that I love the best, I've been retired about 2 years, but before I retired, my swag was crazy. On the gram, my bag game is crazy. Like, my bag game is crazy. Mad Uddy and Chanel bags and all that, but I can throw something on my back and you could be looking at me and you wouldn't know it. Like, if you blink, blonde. But you use a knapsack, and the knapsack is going to hold the stuff up your back. The knapsack, you throw it up under your jacket and hold it there. So imagine if you're a child and you're going out the store, say we're going out of Herman's, and they be like, oh, can I see your bag? I'd be like, no, I ain't taking my bag off. Could you open my bag, please? And I turn around. You open my bag, the stuff's still up my back, though. They don't see it. You know what I mean? Right. So you go out. That's like one of the most common places. Because imagine we was children. So imagine as children, it's common for you to walk around with a book bag. Right. It's not uncommon. And when we was children, there wasn't a lot of alarms. Right. So you ain't have to worry about a Lizzie. Right. But let's say for Lizzie, another OG, God bless the dead, Boostin' Kev. Also, I like to add that I'm the first modern day lowlife to do music and wax and video. But he was the first one to do it, and he stole all his equipment and all that. He made a song called I'm a Booster, Boostin' Kev. But he used to wear rollies back then off of Boostin'. But he created the Lizzie bag. The Lizzie bag is when you line a bag with aluminum foil and duct tape. This way, the alarm system, the alarms don't go off because it's blocked from the computer system when you're going out the store. So it got to take some type of sense and being innovative, right, to create stuff like that. So stuff like that, nobody else never created. Like no other major boosting or nowhere. Like boostings all around the world. Like nobody never done that. That's our trademark.
I ain't gonna lie, they is beasts. They stay fresh. The jackets, yo, you see how they come. That like I said, a lot of them like fly guys. Some like
put it like this: it wouldn't be Gangstar without
yeah,
lowlifes.
Yeah.
They slept on my best friend Archie floor. And you look on the back of their album cover. Every album cover my man Archie was on with big flags. Just to get a rep video, he's the one taking the chain off. Facts, undisputed. Fabulous John, undisputed. Kane, undisputed. Of course, Prince, shout out Prince, Ziggy and them there, lowlifes. Like I say, Wallow, Meek Mills, Freeway. Damn, I don't even know. The list can go on. All of them is related. All of them is lowlifes. Without me and my peers, it wouldn't be influenced. Because think about this. When I was a child, people was wearing stuff off Pickett and Avenue and all that stuff. I was going in Burnoff Goodman. I was going in Barney's. I was going in Lord & Taylor's. I'm wearing stuff that white people wear. I used to wear Decente. I used to wear Givenchy back then. If y'all old enough, Macy's used to sell Givenchy. They used to have sweatsuits, Macy's, on 34th Street when I was young, when I was 16, 15. let's say, what you call that store, Paragon. I used to go to Paragon. We used to sell at the Paragon. It's one of the most best athletic stores in New York City on 14th Street.
Park Avenue
Felix
South.
would be over there. I used to take, we used to still say at least sweatsuits out of there. I caught one of them before. And she cost like $1,500. I'm talking about we children with stuff like that. So just imagine.
So let's talk a little bit about your brand, Low Life. What made you stay with that name for the brand? And where do you get your creations from? Like, what are you doing? What are you creating right now? What do you have so far?
The name came from when we was children. Polo was the vibrant, the wavy, the colorful. That was the clothes when we was young. So our nickname for Polo, of course, was Low.
Right.
One day we was on 42nd Street. One of my peers, Thurston Howard III, he's a ladies' man. You know what I mean? He messed with a lot of females. He's suave. He got caught talking to a female. So when she came back around, so I'm talking to the next female, she called him a low life.
Right.
But she called him a low life, you know, in a derogatory sense.
Right.
The rest of us, we liked it. It was like, oh, word, that shit is hype. So from then, playing around, you know what I mean? The low life thing stuck.
Right.
Now, my logo comes from this. I always wanted to be, I used to rhyme, but I always wanted to write graffiti.
Right.
Like, people that really, really know hip hop, or even when I was a child, the DJs was more important. The DJs was important. The B-boys was important. The graffiti artist was important.
Right.
I couldn't do neither one of them. All I could do was rhyme and be hard and still. So when I went to DFY, when I started getting incarcerated, going to Spofford and DFY, when I write my letters, my envelopes, I used to want to try to draw, but I really don't know how to draw. And I never was on what you call that thing? I never was on level.
Right.
So I used to always be confined to my room, so I couldn't go to nobody else and ask them, yo, draw my thing for me. So Ralph Lauren got a logo, we call it RLPC. It's like RLPC inside each other with two paddles. I can draw that. But they had a cookie. I used to draw the cookie. Now, it was all in my envelope. So now, when I came home and when I started my rap career for my first bid, my song is called Remember Me. It was dedicated for one of my comrades that was killed in prison. Killed in prison. So, one of my man's face, he a graffiti artist. I went to him to draw me promotions, and I went to Next Level. That was Smoother Hustler, Trigger the Gambler. Foxy Brown used to be over there. It was no doubt before she signed to Def Jams.
Right.
They did my promotional package. So when I took them the graffiti character, they couldn't scan it on the computer. It wouldn't come out right. So he told me to come up with something else. Shout out to Panna. My man, Panna and Facing them, they crip, but they was young at the time. They used to love Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Right.
So I still reached to them for my inspiration because I had just came home, I was like 20. But they was a young one, so I know that they out here in the streets, they wavy.
Right.
I'm just coming from the can from doing 5 years. So I'm thinking back to them again. So I think back to Bone Thugs and Harmony. But I remember the part of the video when they say, I miss my Uncle Charles, y'all. The face is coming out the wall like a Hard Griffin, you know, like people throw memorials
Right.
up. So that's where my sticker come from, my first promotional sticker. And because of the red, white, and blue in the sticker, they took the colors out of the logo and put that there. So that this logo is that stuck.
With you, right.
But this right here, my prior best friend, Rudy Lo, he came up with this phrase, money holds and designer clothes. That's what this means. This means the scales of justice. For me and my peers, most of us went to prison to go through the criminal justice system. Now, this is the most important one. This is love and loyalty. This is for people that's part of other organizations, religions, or whatever, but they still got love and loyalty to the foundation, which is our lifestyle, which is our culture,
Right.
which is low life.
Right.
And this is American flag. When I was in prison, it was revised one time. I didn't add this to it. Rack and them added this to it. Me personally, I would never add this because
Right.
I don't see myself as part of the American dream.
Right.
But it just stuck there because it had been there so long and there's no reason to mess with it.
Right.
But this logo, worldwide, when you think about this logo or you think about Low Life, you think about Ralph Lauren. You think about Polo. When you think about Polo and Ralph Lauren, you think about this.
Right.
Now, there have been 2 prior books written on my culture. Technically, there is in Brooks. I call them Pictionaries because the pictures with little cute sayings and don't really got no content.
Right.
But Vic wrote one, Bury Me With My Low On, and Rack Low wrote one, Low Life American Classic. Now,
Now, is this something that you guys are putting on the T-shirts?
no,
or
these is books.
Okay, these
They're
are
out.
books.
Actually, Bury Me With My Low One, Ralph Lauren sold it on his site for 7 days and 7 nights. And I'm saying that for this reason. Corporate America, mainly Ralph Lauren, be dicking us in the butt without no grease. And they continue to do it because we don't have unity within ourselves. This right here, my friend Lo started these first, in pendants and charms. He's been doing it for maybe like 10 years. Last year, Ralph Lauren finally emulated and copied him, so now Ralph Lauren do it.
Right.
Wow, that's
The
crazy.
same way he
Same
emulated and
exact.
copied us when we was children. Now, the first book that was written, which is Bury Me With My Low On, Thurston Howard III did that. It's a bunch of photographs when we was children.
I was just about to ask, like, do you have like some of the setups that you guys have created from the past in the book, which is leading people to, still certain ideas and stuff like
Yes,
that?
yes. But the most valuable stuff I have, and it haven't been released to the public because this has been my dream.
Right.
It just, I got incarcerated and they ran with it and diluted it. When I say that, meaning this, my rap name was Rudy Lo and my name is Rudolph.
Right.
Vic name is Victor, but his rap name is Thurston Howard III. He created an alter ego. At the time when he started being an entertainer, he thought that our lifestyle from the past was going to give him a negative impact. I beg to differ. But like I said before, I don't know how to be corny. And I put a lot of work in for my name. My name is Rudolph. In order for you to have a name like Rudolph growing up, your nuts have got to hang. So I'm not changing my name. I'm not changing my name. And to me, people change their name when they hiding from something. I'm not hiding from nothing. Everywhere I go, I want everybody to remember me. I want you to know I'm that same person. You feel what I'm saying? So I never changed none of that. So like I like to tell a lot of people, I never did anything for myself. I did it for me and my peers. Without my peers, my story wouldn't be colorful. That's what makes a rainbow so vibrant. It's different colors in the rainbow. Without a soft nigga, I wouldn't be nobody. A hard nigga wouldn't mean nothing. If an ugly nigga, if ain't an ugly nigga, I ain't gonna be handsome. So I like the opposition. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
But just understand your position and, stay in your position. That's it.
Right. So for the 3 books that was written, can you give us like a short slurp on like, what all 3 books is about and what the message is that you guys is trying to put out there for your audience?
Shout out. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm a good guy now. Isn't the 3 books that's written, it ain't no content that anybody ain't here or seen yet. It's the same stuff that's on the internet. It's the same stuff that's on Instagram and everything else. That's what makes me stand out so much in my culture.
Based off on experience or just based off of opinion and just, things that you guys...
Experience. When I say experience,
Okay.
meaning this. Rack is the same age as me. But Rack never messed with everybody in our culture like I have. Meaning I'm from Brownsville. I be in Crown Heights, but I be in the Bronx. I be in the East. I be in Cypress. I be in Albany. Like I'm hard. I'm a thug.
Right.
99% of my friends is soft. My low life friends, remind you, they boosters. Come on, let's be
Right.
realistic. They boosters.
Right.
They fly. They don't
Right.
want no money. I'm not saying that in a bad way.
Right.
You know what I mean? They want to get money. These sets wanted to do bum ass shit and hit people with hammers.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Not getting no money. We was about money. But the few that is hard, I rotate around everywhere. So I deal with everybody. But now when it comes to now, thinking back in retrospect, I've been more places than both of them. I explored more than both of them. And I got a memory that of an elephant. So I can look at every photograph and break it down to the smallest compound of everybody in the picture. Nobody never done that before. I'm glad nobody never done it because I wouldn't have nothing to do now.
Right.
That's what makes me so relevant now.
Right.
I'm the historian. I'm the trendsetter. I can sit there and I can break everything down. I can sit there and tell everybody about everything. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of people ain't gonna want to tell everything because they don't want to tell when they used to hide under a car or when they got robbed by people from Rosie or when we was at Cybertron, which is printing. They was in a pizza shop waiting for us. They booked us in truancy. When we was children, we used to go to school. If you get picked up at truancy, you gotta go to Parkway. You gotta go to printing.
Right.
That's where the police take you. If you're in Manhattan, you go to printing.
Yeah.
That's Cybertron. That's where all the Decepticons at.
All of them.
That's where all of them bum ass niggas at. And even the ones that wasn't bums, they gonna book you. You feel what I'm saying? So the way they did the culture, like the low life culture, and the way they continue to do it, in a way it's good because it gives me a platform and a road to take. because
okay.
they not doing it.
So you said you found yourself, you was holding them down, because you said a lot of them wasn't with that. They was about getting fly, and you was about being fly, getting money too.
Yeah.
So since you ain't have that many people that's living how you living, you had to take on a burden when dudes was run up on them dudes trying to take their shit, right?
Yeah. Like say, shout out to my man Frankie Boo, he locked up. Like say Frankie Boo, Ralph Lowe, Kurt the Butte, Corey, people like that.
Yeah.
Shout out to my man E-Yuck. Now remind you, most of our friends was older than us. So like my man E-Yuck is older than us. Sometimes we run across the original Decepticons I knew, and the popular Decepticons knew me because they're kind of my block, they know me and know my face. But let's say people outside of the Decepticons from Brooklyn, some of them might know E-Yuck, because E-Yuck was older than us. So it's been quite a few times we be on the train, we about to get into an altercation, they see E-Yuck, oh, E, what up? Oh, all right. You know what I mean? Or let's say, like when Conrad's Killer and Rumble. Killer and Rumble used to go to Cybertron. They work with G-Mac now, but the original Deceps, like a second level. People like that, when we see them, because we had a great rapport, because if you think about it, a lot of people, a lot of our peers, you done got caught shoplifting or doing something wrong, so you've been in an ATD school, you know what I mean, that's like alternative to general school, you get in trouble so long, or Sparfit, or one of the non-secure group homes or something, so people already knew people, or they knew people from Empire, you know, you know how it was when we was kids, by word of mouth, it was a lot of stuff. So, yeah, I took on a lot. Like, if you follow me on my page, I voice my frustration a lot because people don't remember. They don't remember. They don't keep it 100. When I say keep it 100, I could have. I really had problems because of myself. Remember what I told you? My block was a Tomahawk. So from Ralph Avenue.
This Crown Heights.
Yeah, from Ralph to Franklin. Yeah. From Eastern Parkway to Atlantic, I could do anything I want around here. My entire life. My entire life. And remind you, emphasis added down the hill too. That's where I live at, Brownsville, Van Dyke, and all the grimy. That's the gutter down there. You feel what I'm saying? I can do what I want. So that's a big area. So now imagine if I go away somewhere, all the people from that area, they should know me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Minus, especially with going to school and, you know, doing other stuff. Like, let me see. One famous thing I never talked about was Great Adventures, 87. Yeah, no, it was 86. Great Adventures. When Patrick Ewing's came out, 86, right?
86.
Oscar Suits.
Because he came in the league 85, and 86 was...
Oscar Suits.
86,
You can Google it. It was a riot in Great Adventures, gunshots and all that. My Conrad Terminator, the one that got killed for me in Auburn, bodyguard Big Daddy Kane, him.
Oh, it's about the Big Daddy Kane, Terminator E.
Yeah, that's my Conrad. That's the one of the Remember Me video. He got killed
from Big Daddy Kane,
Yeah, it's Terminator. Eric Stevens. Him, Tut, God. No, I think Tut was locked up, but God was home. It was a riot that popped off in Great Adventures that year. And this is epic. Like, even when I was in prison, remind you, the 80s was a culture and was an era where it just wasn't us. When I say us, meaning shoplifters. You also had people from Nostrand, Slop, or like Slop in Miami, you know, they was digging the same way like people from the East, Drac in them, where he got wrongly convicted for a crime he didn't do. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think Drez did like 27 or 24 years for digging that he didn't do. That's because his name was popular, amongst the peers, amongst the youth. Yeah. We all was closely related. Like I like to say now, like Boosters is related to scammers. Yeah, I like to say we cousins. We do similar stuff. Yeah, similar, you know what I mean? The brother here asked one of the reasons why we famous, and I like to tell this to other people, one of the few reasons why I'm more famous than a lot of people. When I was a child, let's say no matter what your occupation is, you could sell drugs, you could have a legal job. When you working, or when you grinding, or when she in the house sleeping, I'm in the stores, like I told you. 9, 12, and 4. 9, 12, and 4. So I'm bringing, me and my peers is bringing you back the style, the swag. Yeah. So you gonna remember me. If I sell you a nice jacket, you gonna remember me.
I remember you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, and gave it to you half price too?
Yeah.
All right, you ain't gotta go over there and spend the whole price. All right, and we giving you deals or whatever. So how could you say that we don't influence you? Now, a person don't gotta influence you in a negative sense. it's different areas and the different ways for a person to get influenced.
Yeah.
But people don't like to keep it 100 and at least tell the truth. The reason why I stress that is this. I got a slick saying. When you point one finger at somebody else, besides your thumb, you got three pointing back at number one. So, I'll be a super duper hypocrite if I didn't feel this way or I wouldn't carry myself like this way when I had life in prison and when they had a fake Rudy Lo on my spot and my peers didn't talk about me. Now, Victor DeSuze, which is Thurston Howell III, he told me because we had a dispute or he thought we had drama, he wouldn't mention me no more. And I still find that hard to believe. Even if me and somebody have a drama, I'm not going to mention you in a good way. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to big you up. But if somebody asks me about you, but if I got to say you, I'm going to say you. Like I told the dude Disco one day. I used to sleep in Vic house. I used to sleep in Disco house at one time when I was on the run and all that. I know both of their parents. I can never in my life write a story or write something about my life and not include them. Mm-hmm. It's impossible. It won't be authentic. Something's going to be missing. So I don't care if they do it. I'm not going to do it. Yeah. But all I wanted the general public to see, once you see somebody that lie one time, like I don't trust nobody that wear nothing fake. I ain't never wear nothing fugazi in my motherfucking life. If it ain't real, if I can't afford it, I'm not doing it. Nah, for real talk. So if a nigga go on air wearing a whole bunch of fake fugazi shit, or you around the corner on Belmont with a bunch of fugazi shit on 38th Street down there, nigga, you a fraud. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because guess what? I'm secure in myself. That's why I can call myself Rudolph. That's why I can steal. That's why I can say I'm a booster and I'm a lowlife. And I was in prison with murderers and drug kingpins and all that shit. And guess what? My nuts hang. I make them niggas fold like wheat chairs. And shoplifting just was my craft. That don't define me as a person. That's just what I do. That's just my hustle.
But you know, I respect that though, because we had Loaded Lux on the show, and I'm not saying Lux, but a lot of battle rappers want to be like, oh, I'm not a battle rapper. I got songs. My man, you're a battle rapper. Be proud of who you is. Like you said, you're a booster. Like you said, Fab trying to go away from that. And it's good to be who you are. Like, there's nothing wrong with, like you said, a booster.
I don't know, man. One of the worst things I hate in life is a mirror.
Yeah.
No, a mirror could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. Mm-hmm. I seen a lot of fake niggas, right? Now, I'm not trying to say my son is fake, like my biological son, he rhymed, and he's not into the streets. But I see him do it, but before my son was born, I knew this. A lot of people look in the mirror and talk to the mirror and start believing. They say, get their face down, yeah, nigga, yeah. How you do that shit? Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? So now you want to front for the outside, but while you looking in the mirror, you still seeing yourself, and you know how you feel inside. Mm-hmm. So you punk clown nigga, you only lying to yourself. You're not lying to me. If I'm rational and you give me enough information, like I'm too grown for that shit now. I don't even, like right now I don't even do crime no more. So I don't lie. Only thing I used to lie is when I do crime, the authorities. Other than that, I don't do that no more. So what the fuck I gotta lie for? Yeah. Because nobody pay my bills, nobody do nothing for me, and I don't like nobody, I don't care about nobody.
Yeah. So what's next for you, Rudy? Where do you see your brand going from here? And what do you have new coming up that we can look forward to?
There's a store in Japan. It's been there like a year. Mm-hmm. I got a meeting very soon with the brand, like the Willie Esco and them. Mm-hmm. So I can guarantee in the fall something to come out. I can guarantee by February I'll be recording my reality show. But the main thing is this. I went on Queen Flip in the beginning to be vindictive and to represent my man E in a proper sense. Mm-hmm. But since I was up there and conversing with the OG Nuke, in Brownsville, in my geographical area in Old Timers Day, it was a shooting. Mm-hmm. One person was killed, 11 other people injured. Mm-hmm. They allocated $9 million to my geographical area. Alika Samuels, I used to do volunteer work for her, but OG Nuke worked for her. That's what I went on Queen Flip for, to try to get some of that money allocated to my neighborhood so I can do the stuff that I need to do for the people in my community. Mm-hmm. Meaning this, like I said before, I really don't care about adults. Unless they show interest, it's a lost cause. Right. All I care about is children. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because I know what I miss and what I lack, and that's where everything pay off at. And that's where legacy coming at. Mm-hmm. I know and understand that my lifestyle and me and my peers started from negativity. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people look down on, oh, you call yourself low life, y'all still, who want to hear about that negative stuff? But I know about Joe and Joe Kennedy. Mm-hmm. And Joe Kennedy started from negativity. Joe Kennedy started selling alcohol in the Prohibition. But Joe Kennedy sacrificed, and now his family is one of the most relevant families in politics, Kennedys.
Right.
So I know that you got to sacrifice, and I know about longevity, not here and now. So I want to leave a
everybody
legacy
starts
in that
from somewhere,
aspect,
so.
where even though I'm not alive no more, you don't care about nobody. I don't want nobody to talk about me like my prior comrades, like my man E or Killer Ben. They only remembered and known in the I don't want to say negative sense, in the urban sense. People outside of our lifestyle wouldn't know about them. I want to be known outside of my lifestyle, outside of criminality or prison and all that. I want somebody in a regular lifestyle to be like, oh yeah, this brother started a program or had something to do with a program doing this, that, and the third.
Right.
Now, the reason why I say that is this. I can, right now, materialistic-wise, everybody love materialistic-wise. Everybody love stuff to the eyes, stuff that's pleasing to the eyes. But a lot of people don't want to use their mind or look past that. The average person see me, they think about low life or flamboyant stuff. A lot of people forget that I advocated to get myself out of prison. When I say myself, I mean pro se, and I went to prison illiterate. I did not know how to read or write. It ain't too many people who did what I did. I got my appeal on my first level in the appellate division, the second department, which is like the rationale is a 1 in a million chance. So I want to show other children and other people in my lifestyle that if I can do that, then you can do it.
No, you're teaching, right? Putting the message out there.
So that will be my legacy because I know anything I do within the rims of my reality, as long as I know the rules and the regulations to it, I'm gonna knock it out the waters. It's a guarantee because know why? I know how to read and comprehend. I can do anything in the world. I know how to read and comprehend. I swear that, as long as I truly understand the eleology of words, and I debate. I really no homo. Like I get turned on from debating sometimes. I really get turned on from verbal intercourse.
Exercise the mind.
Right. And you know
Bringing people to a psychological climax.
Right. You know where you've been and you know where you're going with it, and it's positive. So that's definitely a blessing. So commend you on that.
Not only that, though, it's like, from the beginning of your interview, the way you grew up rough. You had a rough lifestyle. Some people would like to hide it. You put it all out there. That showed me, I'm sitting next to you, and you were like a real dude, You're keeping it 100. So for you saying that you want to leave a legacy behind before it's all said and done is really big because you grew up real rough, been through all kind of shit. But now you want to leave a legacy so everybody, when you go, everybody just remember you, not just in New York City, but everywhere.
See,
that's what's up, man.
You said you spoke about Tomahawks.
That's what's up, man.
And Sonny Carson.
Yeah.
Most people our age and older know about that. I grew up watching Sonny Carson over.
That was a hell of a movie, man.
Right now, the people that started the coalition in Brooklyn, the era before me, Tomahawks, was the big brothers, like my peers, uncles and stuff. Born True, JC, B-Boy, they owned Black Caesar Management, and they was the mate, what his name is, Brother Jay from X-Clan. His father is Sonny Carson. He the one taught them the dynamics of equal opportunity on a construction site. So they started that, and we thought it was lucrative. I always thought it was lucrative all my life. Now that I'm adult, when I got my reversal, one of my reversals on one side of my case is the law school in Brooklyn. On the back side of my case printed. I just realized then that the school around my way in Brownsville is not owned by them. I never knew that until I was in jail with the life. I always thought the guards owned that. The guards don't own that. The city owned that. They leased it to them. And before they had it, the Black Panthers had it. Now don't get me wrong, it's something good for the community, but it's not really a legacy. It's not really a legacy because it's not theirs.
Right.
If it's not yours, it's not no legacy.
Right. Absolutely. That's facts, man. But can you tell everybody your social media links, though? Because you got a lot going on in there, and y'all need to support this brother right here.
Subscribe to Rudy Lo Chronicles. I need like 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah.
Subscribe. It's live, man. Rudy Lo Chronicles.
Exactly.
Subscribe,
Share,
y'all.
support this brother.
Rudy Lo Chronicles on YouTube. Rudy Lo Chronicles on Instagram, and Rudy Lo on Facebook. Rudy Lo Life 1 on Twitter.
There it is. And keep
Go
telling
show
them
'em
what
some love,
podcast show
y'all.
you on, man.
Oh, Rudy Lo Chronicles.
Now, what podcast show you on right
I'm
now?
on the beat, man.
The Beat 139, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Rudy Lo,
The low life
Legacy.
legacy, y'all.
That's right, bro. Very real. I like that.
It's a great